Good afternoon, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about drug abuse, illegal and legal, as well as alcohol. Do any of you guys have any of you guys been affected by someone who has abused either? I have too. And we're definitely going to get into that during the speech. In Ferguson's book, Human Services in Contemporary America, he states, nearly everyone uses some kind of mood-altering substance at some point in time. Data from the National Survey in Drug Use and Health in 2014 showed that 53% of abusers were alcohol-related, and 17 out of 177 million people have an alcohol use disorder. In 2009, Drug Abuse Warning Network did a survey that showed that 2.1 million visits to the emergency room were due to either alcohol or drug overdose. And in 2008, there was a treatment data that was showing that 1.8 million were admitted to some kind of facility, mostly a treatment facility. And that was actually done by the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration. It just goes to show you guys that even though it's not talked about as much, that it is something that is serious and it affects a lot of people. Not only does it affect the abuser, but it affects the people around them. Whether it be family, friends, co-workers, anybody, it affects them. When you talk about the drug abuse and how it has the effect on the abuser and other people, that abusers often hurt their family, hurts their family members. They tend to lie, steal. They'll do anything to go for what they want. They will use anything that they can to get their hands on any kind of drugs, any kind of alcohol, anything that supports their behavior. I know from personal experience, I've been through it. My grandmother, she abuses pills, any kind of medication. She's on painkillers, and that's what she uses. She will use it at any time. I've had things stolen from me. I've had her lie to me about things that she has taken. And they also do things that kind of just, it hurts themselves. They're not thinking about what they're doing while they're doing it. Sometimes they don't even know that they're doing it. I know with her, I had to question her, and she never even knew that she went and got my stuff. She just was like, oh no, I wouldn't do that. But I actually found things that belong to me. It also causes tension inside the family. Family members often fight. It becomes an embarrassment to be seen with them if they do anything in public. My grandmother, for instance, it was one Christmas a couple years ago. We went to a family gathering, and she was so high that she started kind of drooping on the couch, not really knowing what was going on. Her eyes were getting really heavy, and I was just ready to leave. I was embarrassed. Not only myself, but for her as well, because the other family members were just looking at her. There's also a mental and physical state. People can have accidents at home. It can cause death. My uncle, back in 2010, it was a week before Thanksgiving, he was seeing a doctor. Granted, he had been on pain pills and everything else, but his doctor prescribed him 5 different prescriptions, and he combined all of them together. They found him the next day. I was overseas when that happened, so there's nothing, I couldn't even get home to my family to be with them. But he didn't think about the effects of his parents. Parents shouldn't have to bury their children. Even though he was 50-something years old, it still shouldn't happen. But he didn't think about that. He just wanted to get high at the time. and anything he got his hands on, he did. And the result was he pretty much he basically committed suicide that way. Also, what people don't know is that treatment there's barriers when it comes to treatment, whether it be education or funding. A lot of the funding comes from the government and comes from the state. There's not enough funding for treatments because not only is it a mental illness just with the abuse, there's also other disorders that go into it. And that goes with the education. A lot of people are not educated enough, or they're only educated in one aspect. They're only educated in the treatment for the abuse, not the treatment of an actual disorder. A lot of times they'll tell you, oh, you know, I'm just an alcoholic, or, you know, I'm this, but there's something else that might be wrong. Along with the funding, the barriers is just it's society in itself. We view people who are abusers as people who just don't have their life together. Something happened that they just use it as a coping method, which isn't always the case. We also look at it as a society. We look at people who abuse drugs or alcohol as a way for them. It's just people that want to escape, or you know, they're just lazy and they don't want to deal with it another way. They have their own issues, but we need to do better. Whatever people do, whether it be illegal, legal, it doesn't matter. There's over-the-counter prescriptions, you know, the drugs that people get, and then they take advantage of it. They abuse it. You know, alcohol. Who in here, you know, you drink, right? You drink?
Absolutely.
I drink.
I drink when I leave.
But, and drinking is legal for us.
Yes.
We're of age. But if you get to a point, you know, it becomes, when is the stopping point? You know, like I said, it's legal for everybody who's 21 and up, but we also abuse it. Oh, many people do. So, things that we have went over, we have barriers in treatment. We have, whether it be, you know, education or funding. We also have, we've also learned that there are ways, you know, the family hurts themselves. You know, everybody hurts themselves, as well as family, friends, coworkers, everybody around you. And then we also went over a little bit of things of, actually statistics of how common it is that people might not know. But hopefully you guys learned something that you didn't really know before. Like I said, you know, with the numbers, it's high, very, very high. And I wish that it would go down.